sole intention to be of service. And Mawlana Shaykh's teaching for us is that you can't give what you don't have. So the first step is to have, to move towards having. Oh my Lord, I'm in need of your presence, I'm in need of that divine dressing, I'm in need of perfection. As I perfect myself, I can begin to benefit myself, my family and my community. One understanding of that perfection and the bringing of energy is from Mawlana Shaykh's teaching Haqiqat al-Juzba, that as we open the points on the head, there are 7 essential points on the head. That the 2 ears, 1, 2, the ears have to be opened, means you have to be able to hear the message and answer the call. We're talking about the message of the soul, that many times we engage and we entertain the physicality, and there are many people who go through life never hearing that message. They believe that the purpose of life is to entertain the physicality. So then the 2 points that we pray are always opening are the ears. The ears are the door to the soul. If these ears are opening, that's why in the prayer you'll see us, we put the thumb behind the earlobe and say Allahu Akbar. It's tremendous realities are taught by these masters. By the Prophets ﷺ are teaching first, inspiring our Sufi masters, that when you're moving like that, you're signifying the importance that everything you do, the apex of belief is your worshipness. It's a sign of your submitting the physicality and bringing out the reality of the soul. So the first thing that you're doing is commanding your ears to listen, that everything in this world is coming as a trap to me. Everything is asking me to listen to them and not to listen to my Creator. So the highest example of moral excellence is that when you spoke to the Prophets, you didn't say, listen to me. You said, unzur halana, ishfanana. You asked the Prophets, look at me, make dua for me. You don't go to them and say, listen to me. If they listen to you, what would make them to be a prophet? Many people come to us and say, listen to me, I'm going to tell you something, as if you got to do it. If I wanted to listen to everybody who comes, then my ears are submitting to you, where my ears have to submit to my Creator. The example of the Prophets are teaching us that their ears are only for the Creator. Ati Allah, ati Rasul wa ulul amri minkum, obey Allah, obey the messengers and obey those in authority. Since we cannot start from the top, we start from the bottom. Obedience to the authorities means we seek a spiritual path, we seek a way of enlightenment, and now we're asking ihtiba, we're asking obedience. I'm asking that these ears to be obedient, these ears to hear the message that you're sending to my soul, and how to discipline myself, and that my desire doesn't matter, and all that matters is your divine desire, because you love me. You are the best of planners for me. You want everything that's good for me, and I want everything that's bad for me. That's why as soon as you have children, you understand that. You want to give your children everything, and you feel it is your need to give them everything, but you quickly realize if you give them everything, you destroy them, because they don't know what's good for them. They want candy and games all the time. So then you begin to develop a love that has restrictions. I know what's best for you to the best of my ability, and this right now is not good for you. And you begin to learn through your family what Divine is teaching us. That I know what you need and I'm going to give you to the best of proportions. So then the first submission is the submission of the ears. As we begin to submit These are 7 holy points. Means why Gautama Buddha had 7 names and the importance of 7. Everything is going to draw us into the reality of that 7. There are 7 maximum rings on an atom, that the electron from the outermost ring is moving towards the nucleus and that divine presence. And again we see that 7 and the importance with our ears. 1, 2, submitting the ears. Once the ears begin to submit, Divine is teaching us, then submit your eyes. Your eyes control your desires and your wants. Start to bring those into submission. Once the eyes begin to submit and begin to learn how to meditate and contemplate tafakkur, that the Prophet ﷺ were teaching, 1 hour of contemplation is like 70 years of worshipness. Means real contemplation, reaching that reality of that divinely essence, that divinely presence, that heavenly presence. Prophet ﷺ is teaching, you cannot compare that to somebody who prays all their life and never contemplated. Means they pray and do all sorts of forms of worship and they don't think how they're harming people with their hands or with their mouth or with their actions. The people of contemplation, everything they contemplate. What did that just happen? What did I just say? What did I just do? Always looking and accounting for the self, disciplining the self, correcting the self. So we start to look and tame the eyes and desires. Then they begin to teach us, understand the power of your breath. So 1, 2 with ears, 3, 4 with eyes, 5, 6 with your breath. Means now you begin to understand that the power in the meditation and the power in your spiritual practices is the sanctity of the breath. The power of that breath is that you begin to guard what that breath represents. It is the entire qudra of your being, the entire essence of your being. Means if you want a jet plane and you want that jet plane to fly with all of its force, then what type of fuel are you putting into that plane? The Divine begins to teach us then the sanctity of your power, the reality of that power you're going to open for yourself. Start to pay attention to your breath. Guard your breath. Every breath that is coming in, is it in worshipness? Cleanse the breath. Everything that you're breathing must be of most purity. Anything that is impure is going to affect everything within the system. If you're breathing in something impure, your blood is impure. And all that sickness comes onto the blood. From that blood being impure, moves into the heart, and the heart becomes impure. And if the heart is impure, all the organs of the body become impure. Right now they're debating to legalize marijuana. In a world where you are trying to develop your spirituality, you start to see how much negative characteristic is attacking. Negative characteristics understand our entire physiology. Understand that the reality of the divine presence within you can only be opened within the heart. The heart is the nucleus of the being. The heart is the nucleus of the blood that comes into your system. If that blood is purified, the breath that the lungs are breathing is going to purify that blood, send that blood into the heart is going to stamp that with your divine chanting. A chanting that already